Well, hello there. This is the ocean's deep blue, and I am the ocean. So that all makes sense now, right? Coming in a little bit late tonight because I had a lot going on. Oh man, it's been busy around here. I think fall is going to be a busy, busy season and busy probably for a lot of people. We're going to be coming out of Mercury retrograde, and that means things are going to start moving forward. And there's a whole lot more ramifications because Mars is going into retrograde. What the heck is going on with that? Well, there's a lot going on with the planets this month. I'm going to move the camera just a little bit, getting ready for show you the new baby. We got a new member of the household, but we'll leave that for a moment. Okay, so here on the Ocean's Deep Woo, we do the deepest of woo. We do. That's what we do. We cover things that are metaphysical, paranormal, just plain weird. Um, just all kinds of woo. And we are mostly experiencers here. And so experiencers are welcome. We put a lot of stock in what experiencers have to say, and whether we all agree or all had the same experience is not the point. Many viewpoints can make up a whole picture better than just one. So, hey, Richard Elmore. So, really, the more experiences we hear, the more viewpoints we hear, the better whole picture we can make out of this puzzle. So, that's one of the reasons this exists. Is I wanted to give my friends and myself a platform for what we were seeing, what we were experiencing in the world, and maybe to get some information out. Because let's face it, we are the disclosure. I hate to tell you, but I'm going to say this again. I've said this before. We don't need any government agency to validate disclosure. We are the disclosure to each other. That's how disclosure is going to happen. Until there is no more reason to be secretive because everybody already knows and it's just a fact. Everybody just kind of nonchalantly says, oh, yeah, Sasquatch, Bigfoot, UFOs, whatever, whatever. Until it's to the point where way too many people know already. And there's no more percentage in hiding anything. Until that happens, they're not going to tell us very much. They're not going to validate us. No. There's so many reasons for that. Think of how many lives would be different if they weren't being called crazy, if they hadn't have been fired off their jobs, if their families hadn't broken up because of arguments over this and because of harassment. How many more people would still be alive? So, no, I'm sorry to tell you, we are the disclosure. We are the disclosure. That's all there's going to be for a while until there's no other recourse. We're going to have to be the disclosure, and we don't need validation. Why should we need validation from the government agencies? Why? Well, it would be nice if they would quit screwing around, sure, But we're pretty sure that isn't going to happen. Not anytime right away. So we might as well just keep close and just closing to each other. Hey, James Ortiz, how you doing? We might as well just do it ourselves because, this reminds me really of a dysfunctional family setup. If we're dependent on the government, like kids are dependent on parents, we're in a lot of trouble. We're in trouble because it's real dysfunctional right now. So you can't depend on that to take care of everything. You have got to do some of this yourself. And, a lot of us feel that way. A lot of us have gotten to the point where we are not willing to just stand by and say, "Oh yeah, there's nothing going on. There's all kinds of things going on." Millions of people around the world seeing things and experiencing things are not crazy. And that is really the basis of this show and others like it. But here I also take a little closer approach, a little closer to home approach. How is it going to affect us individually? How is not just the world, but, you know, people's lives? Uh, I should say, remember, this is just tips, tricks, and hacks to help you and assist you in playing that massively multiplayer holofractal total immersion VR learning game matrix called we call life on planet Earth. Has nothing to do with real life, which takes place outside the matrix. Okay, I laugh about that every single time. Okay, so you don't have to take this seriously. You don't have to take anything anyone says seriously. You know that? I think that's a problem these days. I think that's a real problem. People take things just too doggone seriously these days. They take everything personal. The universe is not that personal most of the time. It is in a way, but in most times it's not personal. It's just a thing that's happening. It's not out to get particularly you. It may be out to get all of us, but it's you generally it's not just particularly you. And taking it personally only going to hurt you. Okay? So try to look at it that way when stuff happens. Hey, Pam, I am. Hi, Circle K. Good to see you. How you doing, sweetie? Everybody. People saw it actually. People are actually coming in. I'm so glad. I want to show you the new baby. Other than this baby right here, and as you can see, wait a minute, let me turn the camera around. Let me turn the camera around. Turn the camera around. Da, da, da. Let me show you this lazy little kitten right here. Cowboy, say hello. You can see how excited he is. Look at that little belly. Say hello. He says purr. Okay, so I am always grateful. He's one of my things that I'm grateful for. Really, having a little kitty like him that is so purry and has such a soft belly. I mean, I am absolutely a lucky woman. I am better off now than I've ever been in a lot of ways. I have a stable place to live, a nice little kitty to pet, enough food to eat, good food too. enough to drink, enough to. I have enough. I have enough. So what if I'm having to run my show on a phone or a tablet? I'll get back to having a computer. One of my friends is gonna hardwire my computer to the internet so I don't have to use Wi-Fi and make myself sick with it. So I'm really looking forward to that. He's not sure when he's going to have time for that, but he's definitely says he's going to do it. Oh, you're out having dinner by yourself. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that you're having to have it by yourself, but having dinner is nice. Hi, YJ. How are you doing? I know when you're used to having another person, it's weird not having them. It's going to be odd for a while, Pam. I'm sorry. Now you're going to see my kind of messy, but well, it isn't that messy. Oh, here's part of my haul from that. We went to a thrift store. We found a new thrift store. It's a mermaid. I had to have that. I found myself an ice cream maker. I don't know if it works yet. I'm about to show you the new baby. And here's my messy table because I'm working on all kinds of stuff, jewelry and other stuff. And here is the newest member of the household. And he's got pretty rosy colors. Come over here and say hi, Rosie. Come on over. Look, he is coming over too. You know, it's funny. I didn't know what to name him. He's a pretty rosy colored fishy. Come on over, baby. They can't see you very well. He's a pretty betta fish, and I didn't know what to call him. There he is. Are you coming to see the people? Say hi. Look at that. He is saying hi, too. Can you believe it? He's coming right over to say hi. Yeah, they want to see you. See what a pretty fish you are. He's pink and purple and red. Oh, you know what? The dizzy stuff, YJ Overlander. Um, a lot of people are complaining of that, and they've got everybody on this low salt kick. It's not really that good for you. As a matter of fact, people on the carnivore diet are told they have to eat more salt. That doctor says we don't eat enough salt. Oh, a mermaid backpack, a mermaid sequin backpack. He's a sweet little guy. And you know what? It's funny. I didn't know what to name him. And then somehow I thought he has rosy colors. And so I named him Roswell, sort of like Roswell. And I said, what about it? Do you like that name, Rosie? Do you like that, Roswell? And he actually wagged his tail. I'm like, okay, your name is now Roswell. Okay. And he is kind of a prima donna. He does like to be looked at. When I come up to his tank, he likes to show off, and as far as I can tell, he's a happy little guy. I rescued him from a tiny little bowl. I hate to see him in those tiny bowls. I just I just saw him. I had the tank and I was thinking of getting the beta anyway. And it just turned out he matches perfectly what I had anyway for substrate. So he matches the tank perfectly. The tank and the fish all match. It's really cool. I'm happy about it. I ordered some stuff for him to take care of him, and so he's a happy, healthy little fish. I guess when they're I need to straighten up more. I've been busy at so many things. I've been doing fall cleaning. That's a lot of work. And I still have all of that stuff from, I still have all this stuff from cleaning out my storage locker. Anyway, yeah, salt helps. Right, without electrolytes. Now, see, that's the difference. It's not what plants love, but it is what people's bodies love. People's bodies love electrolytes. If you are too low salt, and this is not medical advice, this is just noting anecdotally, an anecdotal story. Right. Salt really helps. And if you think about it, we used to give people salt in the summertime when they would get dizzy. We give cattle salt licks. You need salt, folks. And our blood is kind of salt water, like the sea. You had a little tank, yeah, a cute little. I always wanted a little cute octagonal tank like that, just with a little betta, cute little betta. I had bettas before, and I like them. They're cute little fish. They're very friendly to people. It's too bad they're not very friendly to each other, but that's kind of bred into them. But they are very friendly to people, so I kind of missed my little beta, and I just saw him looking lonely swimming. He had his fins all collapsed, and he wasn't very happy. And since I put him in this tank, I put him in the tank with the water from my RO pitcher. Not RO, what is it? It's an alkaline pitcher, water pitcher. He is so happy. He is so happy now. So, yeah, the roots growing down, they like to hide the roots and stuff. I'm going to get him some more plants and stuff. I am. Oh, well, look who finally got up and came in. Yeah, finally got up and came in. What? Are you going to give us a speaking part, or are you just going to be a cameo appearance? This just going to be a cameo? Okay, that's okay. What? He says he sends his purse. He sends purrs to everybody who might need a purr. There you go. See, he told you so. He sends purrs to everybody who might need one. If you need a purr right now, this is for you. Okay, let's put this. Oh no, that's not what I want. Okay, so basically, what's going on with now that I just did my nails again too with the nail stickers, the dry nail polish. Boy, I gotta say, I'm enjoying that. It doesn't take any time to dry at all. Oh, okay, so basically, oh, you fed yours red worms. Oh, you've come to that too. You like the pink rock salt, the Himalayan salt. Yes, I recommend that. Yes. The pink Himalayan salt is really good for you, folks. It's another thing that we're hearing is very good. And Circle K, you're right. I came to that conclusion a long time ago that pretty much everything they say is bad for us is good, and a lot of the things that they say are good is probably not so good. And so we just have to find out for ourselves and try things. Yeah. So, you know, you've just got to weigh the facts. That's why we need other opinions. That's why we need to hear people's experiences. Uh, it's important because not everybody has the same experience, but some people have tried things. I tried to I tried to do a lot of things that were supposedly healthy, turned out not to be. I can tell you right now, I am very skeptical of any kind of health advice any as coming from the authorities. Okay. Um, I'm more likely to listen to people and what they have found out. But the people who do the carnivore diet, they have to take salts frequently to balance everything out. So that doctor recommends salt, and he says low salt diet has hurt a lot of people because we need salt. We need it. It's important. And like you said, yes, YJ, it's an electrical system thing. Our bodies have an electrical system. That's the kind of machinery we got, if you want to call it machinery. And yes, it's biological. But in another sense, it functions a lot like a machine. That's our body. It functions a lot like a machine. And if we don't give it the right stuff, it's going to break down just like a car would break down. So, and we've been told stuff that would give us premature obsolescence because it's better for business. And that should make everybody upset. Oh, yeah, they love mosquito larvae, I heard. Yeah, that's another thing. Black salt, yeah, I've heard black salt is good. I haven't tried it yet. We can even get purple salt here, which is salt with beet, colored with beet juice. And it's trying to simulate Persian salt. Persian salt is purple, but we can't get it anymore because Persian salt is they can't get Persian salt, can't get anything from the Persian salt mines right now. That got closed down. Oh, you had a couple betas named redfish, bluefish, one fish, two fish. Oh, that's the thing. Betas are jumpers. This tank has a transparent lid. Thank goodness. Betas are jumpers. They are. And they will try and jump and get at each other. And actually, it's part of the process. The female, when you're breeding them, the female will actually jump a barrier to get to the male to get rid of her eggs. I mean, when she's, ready to get the eggs fertilized. Um, and I did have one female beta commit suicide. So, and then I read about it and it's like, oh, she was looking for love in all the wrong places. That's the problem. But yeah, they will leap. They'll leap right out of their tank. And so I've got a ceiling on my tank, so you can't do that. You can't leap out. Um, yeah, Circle K, that I've seen those. I had set my tank up like that at one time. I had a tank set up for breeding, but it's really not that easy to breed betas because of a lot of things. It's just I don't know how the heck they survive in the wild with their breeding cycle. I have no idea because if it's not the right time, the male fish is going to try and kill the female fish. It's really weird. I don't know. Some of them, I guess, are more aggressive than others. There are some that are less aggressive, but really, we bred them to be more aggressive than they actually were. So that's kind of on us. Hmm. So Mercury's out of retrograde, and we've been waiting for that because Mercury has been in retrograde for so long, people were just pulling their hair out, some people. I, who have learned to live with, you know what? I have less effects from Mercury than anybody else I know now. I have been learning to embrace the Mercury retrograde for what it is. I know it's not going to be like it usually is. Things are not going to work like they usually do. I just know that. So I don't expect anything else. I don't expect it to be different. It doesn't need to be any different than that for me. And as soon as I got over this resistance to it being kind of a tricky time, I stopped having quite so much trouble with it. And that doesn't mean I have nothing happen. That doesn't mean I don't have the travel plans and everything screwed up like everybody else. That just means I plan for it. I have a plan B usually and a plan C as well. So it's just now, and then I don't get upset when things don't go the way I expect. I I just sit there and go, well, we knew that. It's really helped my peace of mind quite a bit. Hey, Kira. Yeah, you did. Oh, yeah, but we're still in the shadow for a week, so. And that'll end, let me see, it just came out, I think, on the 2nd. So that should end about the 9th or something, 8th, 9th, something like that. So we'll be coming out of the shadow by next week, and things will go forward again. But then later in the month, I think it's around the 22nd or so, we get hit with Mars retrograde, which is going to be interesting. Mars, the planet of passion and also war. So things are not going to work the same with Mars. So all of those energies are going to be different than usual. It's going to be kind of wild. But, I think we're in the era where not working like people expect might be a good thing, because everybody's expecting something bad to happen. And, Mars retrograde might just come along and say, you know what? I feel like being a lover, not a fighter. It could happen. It could happen. I feel like being a lover, not a fighter. I just don't feel like war right now. Maybe go to my other aspects, which is, male energy, which is now it's interesting because Mercury retrograde, I noticed, it deals with the same stuff on a spiritual level. Things can be much deeper. Communication can be much deeper during a Mercury retrograde. Now, if it works the same with Mars, things could go to a deeper spiritual level with Mars. And now that we're on the upswing of the pendulum and a lot of crap has left the planet, it has, whether you realize that or not. A lot of crap has left our planet recently. And a lot of good people, too. The good people are actually helping us. The 22nd. Ooh. Well, it's not, Kira, it's not really much concerned with travel. Mercury's more about travel. Mars is more about masculine energy. It's passion too, and war. It can bring conflict, but it's that outward pushing energy. If that happens on a more spiritual level. It'll be interesting to see what happens. Especially, I think I read that it was going to go, that this was going to happen right in time for us to be, oh my gosh. Oh, hi, David Castle. Right when we're going through all this voting stuff, this primary stuff. Hmm. Yeah, it could actually switch to kindness, male protectiveness. It could be, the true male, divine male, is not violent without reason, is balanced, is a protector and defender. That's the real male energy. That's the real divine male. Just like the real divine male, a female, the real divine female is a nurturer and creator, and a manifester, whereas the male is a defender, protector, provider. So the female is nurturing. If we could get those energies working the way they're supposed to, we would have a nice place here. We would have a really nice place. Thing is, they've been out of balance for so long. But as I told you, a lot of rebellions are going to happen because people are tired of it. People are tired of things being out of balance. They're getting fed up. And I have bought a shirt that says, "We the people are pissed off." There was another one that said, "We the people are fed up." I almost got that, but I think I might have said that. But really, we are. We're all fed up. We're all pissed off. We've all had enough. We're all ready for some other way of doing things. We don't like this way of doing business, and we're done with it. We want something else. Greetings and favor to you and to everybody as well. And hello, Jake. How you doing, BLB so much, Jake? And interesting, Jake of the interesting spellings. Hmm. Yeah, Mercury retrograde is about reviewing, redoing, everything with a re in front of it. It's about all that, repair, everything like that. And but it's going to be a little different, I think, with Mars. I think Mars is going to act different than people expect, and that's going to surprise some people. I think that there's going to be like talk of war, and something else is going to happen instead. I hate to tell you, I don't think Putin's as crazy as people try to make him out to be. I don't think he's I don't think he's that crazy. Okay? I think there's a reason for the things he does. Not that I think that he's a great guy or anything. I'm not like his biggest fan or anything. It's just that there are some decisions that he's made that are very human, as opposed to some of the really freakish alien stuff that our government has decided to do. You know, I mean, it's like, how can a human come up with that as a good idea? Some of this stuff. But some of the stuff he's come up with, you see, unfortunately, Ukraine had a lot of corruption, and this is probably disrupting that. But you've got to ask yourself, why are we backing Ukraine so hard, not ourselves? So people are looking at war, they're looking at conflict. I don't think it's going to go the way they think it's going to go. I don't think brute force is what's going to happen. No, I think something different is going to go on this time. And especially if we decide And it is. Because we have a lot to do with it. The fish stories. Yeah, fish stories. Hi, Ben. Like a sturgeon. Hey, caught for the very first time. Like a sturgeon. The daily crowd here. Yeah, I'm going to try to make more time. And as I feel better, I will probably be on more. I have a feature I really want to bring in called Tales from the Bog, which will me be doing some dramatic reading of scary stories. Hope you will enjoy that. I'm bringing that in for Halloween, and and I'm working on that because I want to get it to be very atmospheric. I want the thunder and lightning going and the rolling thunder in the background and the candles and the cobwebs and everything. Tales from the Bog. So I'm working on it. It'll be interesting to see what happens with that, but I think it would be fun. Um, yeah, the government is brainwashed garbage. No shit. No shit. I'm sorry, Ben. Let me be plain. Let me be very plain. Yeah, very plain here. You know, it's obvious to everybody. I mean, it's obvious. You can't sit here and say, oh, these people are doing just fine. Unless you're really, really like, like that monkey you see in the emojis. I don't see anything wrong. What the? I don't. They didn't do anything. I did. And it's like, did you see what they just did? No, I'm triggered. You're making me feel triggered. I'm sorry, Karen. Go to the management. Trigger warning, you might get triggered by this show. Yes. I may say some things that might trigger people a little bit. Okay. Yeah. Well, that's just it. It's like, what in the heck are we being run by? I think people are finally seeing it. Finally. Still a lot of people that don't see it, though. I saw somebody he was doing shorts, he's a comedian. He still doesn't see it. He can't understand why somebody tweeted that Bidenflation didn't just happen, it was planned. He says, I don't understand. Somebody explain this to me. I don't get it. I just don't get it. What, Biden can barely, it barely knows which way to walk off the stage. How could he be powerful enough to plan anything? It's like, look, dude, if you haven't figured out that what you see is a little hand puppet with a claw up the butt, if you can't figure that out by now, I don't know what to tell you, man. And that is not hate speech. That's just an observation. That's strictly an observation, my observation. You don't have to believe me. You don't have to go along with it. But that's what it looks like. And I've been seeing that since before this guy came in. I've been seeing a little hand puppet with a scaly claw up its butt. And sure enough, and I've tried to tell some of my more and the liberals think they're being more spiritual. It's like they don't realize. It's like, they're getting told what's spiritual. what spiritual people do. Veganism, it's so spiritual. Is it? Maybe. Is She is really good at rap. Who is? Oh, really? Pam, you haven't heard me sing? Yeah, Ben thinks I'm pretty good at rap. I'll get to that again. I'm gonna get to the singing and stuff again. I really want to get my computer. I got a friend who's going to hardwire my computer to the internet, so I don't have to turn on the Wi-Fi. There's something wrong with my Wi-Fi, folks. They had to kind of jury rig it when I was getting it put in because neither one of the outlets worked, and the guy looks at whatever he had to look at and says, "I've never seen this before. I'm going to have to do thus and so." Well, this thing has never worked without giving me a freaking big headache and making me dizzy and making me feel like I've been beat up, making me feel like I'm sick. Somehow the energy is just bad. So that's one of the reasons I had to go to my phone, is because I couldn't have the Wi-Fi on very long. And I was hoping that I'd get more resistant to it, but I'm not. I'm getting more sensitive to it. It's like as time goes on, I just can't stand it anymore. I cannot stand it. I'm sorry. That's why I'm doing this on a phone. Would I be doing this on a phone if the Wi-Fi worked, or if things, I could do it some other way, I would be doing it, you know? But so far, it's adequate for now. But I want to get on my computer and be able to flip through the pages and show you things. One of the things I want you to see is how some of the things have changed through the years, some of our definitions, some of the information that came up earlier on. Uh, there were very early writers who wrote about all the things we're experiencing now, and people don't realize that. They don't realize this was all come up with a long time ago. Back in the last century, I was reading this stuff. Back in the 80s. Back in the 80s, a lot of this stuff was being discussed that we're seeing now. So, yeah, you need to loosen up your bullets if you trigger too easy. The otter and her babies, really? Oh, an otter. You ought to be glad over that. What's this? YJ has a family of otters that he knows now. And they fought you over the trout. Ah, that's funny. The otter and her babies. Ah, so you've got some otter friends now. Yeah, I'm tired of people getting triggered all over the place. I'm telling you, it's not that personal. Everybody's going through their own shit. Really, they are. They're swimming in their own stuff, trying to get rid of it, man, trying to flush it. Aren't we all trying to flush a bunch of stuff from our past? I mean, everybody, yeah, acting out in bad faith. Absolutely. We've got craziness, craziness. And you know what I hear is that people are afraid that if, you know, Mr. Orange Man looks like he's going to win, that they're going to turn around, that the incumbent's going to turn around, that those controlling the incumbent are going to turn around and burn the place to the ground. They're afraid they're going to, be off the hook then and go nuts. And there may be some big insurrection. I don't know. I know they're trying to. And now Orange Man made isn't it funny how some of us channels can mention people's names and some of us can't. Some of us get pulled. Some of us get pulled, so I'm being careful. Yeah, you took the advice and tried the 400. Yeah, those videos work. Those frequency videos work. Yeah. Yeah, we're going to do that, BPD. I'm going to have a guy coming over here to help me unscrew it up because I think it was screwed up from the beginning. That may be why I was getting so sick too, sicker than I needed to be. And I needed to be. I didn't need to be any kind of sick, but I think a lot of us were getting sick um, from the rollout of some of the heavier Wi-Fi. I mean, I think it was working together. We were discussing that to make us feel sicker. Oh, I can sing, huh? I guess I can. There's certain crystals that absorb, yeah, the energy from Wi-Fi, and I've tried to use them. I've got shungite. I tried every dang thing, everything. I had my little EMF resistant poncho on that I made, silver impregnated. Had my tourmaline, my selenite, my shungite. None of it mitigated it, and even my Q-link, all of it helped. I mean, I didn't get as sick, but I still felt very oppressed. So, I mean, it's hard to explain. It's like something is beating down on me. It's like I think there may be something attached to my Wi-Fi that I can't really fight while it's on very well. I have been able to block it out temporarily, but it seems like I used to be able to have it on a few hours. Now I can not even have it on 2 hours without feeling it, without feeling real distant the next day. Um, I just feel like something here hit me. The birds come around, you give them bacon. Not that birds would normally get bacon, but it is animal protein. Mhm. Possums are funny. Yeah, possums are funny. We used to have a lot of possums around our place and raccoons and everything. We had all that. We had raccoons, we had possums, we had everything. The city folk had come move out when I was growing up, move out to the burbs. We were very close to being in the country too back then. Well, we were close to being in the woods. We always had woods nearby. And of course, a lot of animals would come up from the woods, and the city folk would just be like, "Oh my God, I saw a giant rat." No, dude, that was a possum. Just a possum. Well, what the heck are they? They're huge. It's like, well, if you don't bother them, they generally won't bother you. Yeah, they're not really that bad. Possums are not that bad. So I haven't seen any porcupines. I've seen hedgehogs. I've seen, not hedgehogs, groundhogs. I've seen groundhogs. I've seen a lot of wildlife. We get skunks. We get everything like that. Yeah, yawning. Well, that's nice. That's nice. Yes, yawning. So here, YJ is giving us a helpful hint. When you yawn, it tells the animals you're not a threat and don't see them as a threat, and it puts them at ease right away. Well, there you go. Take a page from Ellie Mae Clampett's book, huh? Be nice to the animal. Nice to the animals. I know I always was too. I was that weird lady that everybody brought all of the sick animals to that they found. The birds that fell out of trees and et cetera, et cetera. Oh dear. So what's happening right now with the ladies with burning their hijabs? I think that's needed to happen for a long time. Now, as much as I believe that the women's lib movement went way too far, and I think a lot of the reason it went way too far is because once, and I hate to say this, and I hope this doesn't trigger anybody, but here goes. Once the lesbians came in, a lot of those dykes do not like men in the first place. They have no use for men. And it's very quickly after that, although it got very popular and that gave the movement a lot more legs, it also made it a lot more anti-male. Whereas before it was simply pro-female, it became anti-male. And that's where I think the wrong turn was made. Because we need both of us. I'm sorry, folks. You can be whatever you want, have fun with whatever you want, love whoever you want, as long as it's legal. But, we need balance between the male and the female. And it's not quite the same as equality. Balance means not having an out of balance system with neither party having too much power or too little power. Not one lording it over the other. Not we need to function together to be a system, a well-running system. We need that give and take. And really, my take on it is I had never said women are the same as men. We're not. We're not. We have our special superpowers and you have yours, men. I love men. I don't hate men. Okay? Even when I was a feminist, I didn't hate men. That's what pissed me off about it. It's like they came right in and they usurped the whole thing. And it was all then about hating men. It just don't work that way, folks. It takes two to tango and it takes two to make a baby. And one of them has to be male and one of them has to be female. You just got to deal with that. And it can't be a fake female. I'm sorry. It's got to be real female in order for it to work. Now, there's all kinds of ways you can get around that. And this has nothing to do with who you love. Okay, nothing at all. It's two different things. Sex, gender, reproduction. It's all a little different. Oh, the haiku. Oh, I'm going to read your haiku. He stands on bare earth as the fish shakes, defeated. The boy lets him go. That was your haiku. Oh, that's cool. Loving exchanges today. You know what? I had a good day. I have found out some very positive things about my future. I was kind of worried about turning 65 in December. It looks like there may be some blessings coming my way. So I'm going to talk it over with some people and I'm going to get an agent to help me figure this out. And I may actually be doing better when I'm 65. Could all turn out really nice. So, lovey love. Hey, yeah, really, the divine feminine is nurturing, loving, caring, not hating. You know, neither neither side has to lord it over each other. We should be working together. That's how it's made to function. We should be working together to get things done. The two, to say you're non-binary, I'm sorry, but the universe right now, the one that we're in, the matrix, ones and zeros, it's binary. Now things may be changing to quantum, but for right now, it's binary. It's still pretty binary. Yep. I'm not making any more babies either. I'm all done with it. Yeah, and hopefully, I don't think I have any eggs left for him to steal. But I think I'm one of those hybrid. I talked about this in one of my shows. I'm probably one of those hybrid mothers that, because I had problems all my life until recently, till I got older, and then it seems like it calmed down. And it would, because now I don't have any eggs left for him to steal. Right. Yeah. Yeah, yin and yang, neither one of them was evil. Although people have come to see the dark as being evil, but we have a day-night cycle here on this planet. And the plants even go by it. The animals go by it. We go by it. We have diurnal rhythm. We have a night and day rhythm. Okay? It's really, you're trying to go against the flow if you're not using it. It's better to use it the way it was. It works together. Right, everything like that, YJ, absolutely. We're meant to boy, this is definitely getting to be a different discussion than I expected. But maybe that's because Mars is in the discussion. Male power. There are a lot of males who feel that they've been disempowered. I understand that. I don't blame you. I don't blame you. If you feel that people have been trying to disempower you, like I said, I don't go with that. I think you have your power and we have ours. And that's the way that older civilizations worked too. Native Americans saw it that way. Let the women be the women and the men be the men. That doesn't mean that anybody's more important than each other. That just means they got different things that they can do better. We're we're just different. We can't be the same. If we were the same, it'd be boring anyway. And even in same-sex relationships, a lot of times one is still more yang and one is still more yin, even at that. So, to me, it's like, come on, I don't care. And you can still, yeah, and you can still have a child if you want to. Yeah, it's not that hard. You can find ways to have kids. Woo, woo, that was nothing to sneeze at, but I did anyway. So everybody feeling a little better today. We're kind of out of Mercury. Right? Things are getting back to what we're used to. Yeah, the scales have been tipped artificially. I think it's totally artificially. Um, I think it will come into balance. Ah, 65 means I have 35 good years left before it's time to get out the walker and the tennis balls for the feet. I hate to tell you, but I already have a walker. I've had a walker for a few years now. I'm on my way out of the walker, sweetheart. I'm going to be going in the other direction. I'm going to be out of that walker one day. Instead of off my rocker, I'm going to be off my walker one day. I'm working on it. Hmm. Because I've had some injuries that put me back quite a ways. Um, Once I am able, if I'm able to afford chiropractic, I'm going to go to a chiropractor and get myself put back in, and then we'll see. Because I know I need that. I got one visit at a chiropractor, and then I couldn't afford it anymore, and I couldn't go back to him, and I've been kind of pissed about it. Um, Somebody else ended up paying paying for it for me because my insurance wouldn't freaking do it, and to which I paid him back. But um, I'm just, you know, I have been just getting by for a long time. I think it's going to change. Um, I think things are going to change. I can see it looks to me, we keep getting messages. Things are going to get better no matter how it looks. It looks awful right now. It looks horrible, but it's not going to be horrible forever. Oh, gee, I know. YJ, that's another thing is like, there comes a time, right? When we all got to say, that's enough. I couldn't make the right decisions for anything the following years. Yeah. Um, Honestly, wow, it was sticking. So now I'm trying to read all your comments and catch up. Um, you know, I have a wonderful recipe that I have discovered that I have created for making coleslaw. I make the best damn coleslaw you ever tasted. And I've been eating that pretty regularly. Um, yeah, I've been eating a lot more raw food. I've been eating a lot of I'm totally my diet has just totally changed and I do feel better. I think a little bit of chiropractic and I'll be better. I am losing the weight, although it's not fast enough to suit me. I'm I am uh, I am getting smaller. My stomach is flatter than it was. It used to be like a valley and two hills on the other side, sticking up when I look down at my stomach. Now my the valley is disappearing. My stomach is flattening, where before it was kind of puffy. It's still got some. I still got a long way to go, but um, it's happening. Well, right now, uh, the the rainbow community is a little overrepresented, I think. So, really, let's face it, they're just very, very vocal. It's not that there's more of them than there are of anybody else. It's just that they're way more vocal than most people. Most people just, do something else. They have lives with other considerations. What worries me is the teachers trying to teach them sex when they're too damn young. I think that worries most of us. Why do teachers think the kids need to know about their sex life? When the hell did that come in? When how do you think? Why would you think that that is something that kids need to know? You're a teacher. You're there to teach them math and spelling. That's what you're there. Oh, a chiropractic school? I wonder if we have one around. Yeah, I'm kind of with that love versus love or love v love. I think really it's you don't have to bring that up to your students. You don't have to bring it up at all until they're older. If when they're older they start asking, that's one thing. But it's just not necessary. When I was growing up, we never knew anything about it like that about our teachers. We just barely knew if they were married or not. And in an earlier era, teachers couldn't be married. They wouldn't even want them to be married. So there wouldn't be any of that discussion, you know? Um, but then it became all right for teachers to be married, which is normal, you know, pretty normal. But, now it's like we don't need to know. It wasn't a big deal. It was not part of the curriculum. Yeah, age appropriate. Age appropriate. I mean, that's all I'm asking for is wait until they're old, a little older. You don't need to. I mean, when I was 5, that was the last thing on my mind. Okay. Boys were yucky, you know. Not that I wanted girls, but boys were yucky. Does that mean I was transgender? No. Boys were just yucky to me at that age. Well, at that age, you don't know what you want yet. You haven't been through very much. Give them a chance to develop and see what they like. Give them a chance, man. Give these kids a chance to have a life, try a few things, see what they like, see what they don't like before you start indoctrinating them in some way. Whether that be straight or gay or whatever, just most people can tell by the time they hit puberty, you know, they're starting to get signals as to what they like. So give them that time to just be kids. I mean, it complicates things. Bringing sex in anything complicates things. Any relationship you bring sex into is going to complicate things. Some of the best partnerships are non sexual. Not that I have anything against sex. Oh, keto. Yeah, I'm doing keto right now, YJ. Yeah. Yeah. Low to no carbs. It's me too. That's what I'm doing. You know what? And that's another thing. Not all diets work for all people. You know what? Thank you for admitting that, love. You should have been told about predators. Yes, that would be something you should be telling people about. Not to get involved with predators. You shouldn't be pushing. Yeah. Yeah. It's don't take the innocence away. You know, I don't care. I really am an advocate and always was. I had friends who were gay. I had a lesbian friend that I very much I I had to back her up. There was so much emotional. I backed her up every step of the way that, you know, people should be able to love who they love. Okay? I absolutely believe that. It's your right, and I have nothing against that. But I need to be able to love who I love too. It's all it's all the same. Yeah. It's your own freaking business. And really thinking these people are such prima donnas as to think they have to drag everybody into their stuff. You know how self-important you have to be to think you got to drag everybody into your relationship stuff. You don't need to do that. I don't. You guys barely know who I'm dating. You guys barely know anything like that. Every now and then you might hear about a guy here and there, or, something. You might hear something. But it's just not necessary. Yeah, freedom to love who you love. That's entirely different from making a baby. That doesn't have anything to do with it. And you know what? Another thing, I'll tell you right now. I was a minister. I did marriages. Marriage is not about love, although you can make it about love. No, marriage is a property contract. It's about how the property gets divided. That's what marriage really is. It's a contract. People don't realize that. They had it right in an earlier age. Marriage was a contract. And when they had prearranged marriages, that's what it was about. Whose family was connected to whose family. Didn't have anything to do with love. Love is something else. So it doesn't have to be the same thing. It can be, and it's really nice when it happens together. When love and sexual attraction happen together, that's wonderful. But sometimes you love somebody and have no sexual attraction, and vice versa. Sometimes you're sexually attracted to people and don't love them, but you're sure attracted. They're not mutually exclusive, but not congruent at all. So, right, you know what? It's like I totally understand that love. That's what I always believed in, is that everybody needs to be able to have their freedom to love who they love, but it has nothing, it's not the same thing as marriage. It's not the same thing as a land contract. It's not the same thing as sex. It's all not the same thing. We try to blur that all together. It's not the same thing. Go ahead and see them. I would just love it if I found somebody that I could love, respect, and was sexually attracted to. Wow, that would be great. That would be just great. I'm waiting and waiting. I'm almost 65. You know, I married a guy that was okay. I wasn't that he was my best friend at the time. That's why I married him. You know, it lasted 7 years, which is a lot longer than a lot of relationships. And it was actually about 3.5 years before that. So, you know, there's another guy that I've been watching that is a um, chiropractor, and I believe his name is Bergman. Bergman. and he has a lot of good advice. He actually got his channel kicked off of YouTube because he was telling the truth about the Covey schmacks and everything else. He got kicked off of the tube. And he started a clinic in Mexico to help people with all of their stuff to be able to get it done in a holistic way rather than some bizarro way. That, I mean, honestly, right now, a lot of elderly people, when they get checked into a hospital, they treat them like they're going to die right off. People have been complaining about that too. I've seen videos about that. Ageism. That's ageism right there. They just expect you're going to be sick and die. They expect, it's just like, okay, if you're fat, they expect you to be diabetic. I'm not diabetic. Sorry about your luck, but I don't eat a lot of the stuff that would make me diabetic. I don't eat a lot of the stuff that would promote cancer either. I don't I don't have a problem with my blood pressure or my cholesterol ever. I never have. It does not have to follow. It doesn't have to follow. One doesn't have to follow the other. Um, you can be, you can have a lot of things. Like I said, we've had a lot of tricks played on us. I've been on the diet roller coaster since I was a kid. Okay. And it will mess up your body. It will mess you up. Being on a diet roller coaster all your life will mess you the F up. It will make you so then you can't hardly lose anything. It's very hard. I may have to go total carnivore to lose all this, to lose everything I want to lose. But so far, it's just going slow, but it's going. But, if I wanted to lose it fast, probably could do it on the carnivore. I already tried the raw food. That didn't work out for me. I tried that. All raw vegan. Ooh, that didn't work. I don't know. Maybe at another time it would. If I ever get a ping that that's what I need to do, I'll do it. That's another thing. You got to listen to your body. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Berger's a Scientologist. Yeah. His son has a lot to say about Dr. Berg, but that doesn't mean he's wrong. Oh, yeah. And that's another thing, monogamy. Monogamy is really good for some people. So, but not for everybody. It's not for everybody. And if it's not, I don't recommend you get married. Yeah, I don't drink. I would drink once in a great while, like for celebrations or something. And I quit the refined sugar and flour and all of that. Um, yeah, I do a lot of I make ginger tea all the time, folks. I make ginger tea all the time. You know what? I'm sapiosexual too. I I also am what they call demi, which means I have to know you. You'd think that would be a requirement for most people, but yeah, I have to know you first for a while. I have to get to know you. And then I have to be attracted by your mind as well as your body. It's not just about your body. It's not just about your mind. It's not just about, it's the total package. So, and for a while, I was even, let's say I ventured into dating women, but I just found it wasn't for me. It just wasn't for me. But I was open and not minded enough to at least feature it as a possibility. But it just wasn't for me. It's just not what I needed from a relationship. They couldn't give me what I needed. So, and it's funny how I had to convince people of that. It was like I had to keep saying, "No, you don't understand. I'm straight. I like men. No, you don't understand. I'm straight. I like men, but blah, 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 blah. I know, and you're a wonderful person, and we can be nice friends. We can have many adventures together. I'm just sexually not into you. I'm sorry." I had a lot of that I had to deal with. I'm just sexually not into you. As nice as you are and everything, and I don't care what you're trying to bribe me with. It's okay. You'll find somebody who wants that, I hope. And wouldn't you hope for me that I find somebody who wants what I want, who can give me what I want, and I can give them what they want? Yeah. I would hope that for you. I'd hope that for all of you. You lost um 26 pounds during the V event, the opposite of what most people did. Oh, that's interesting. Mhm. I've lost at least 20 pounds by now, maybe 25. I gotta go check it out. I don't have a scale, but I know I'm down a couple sizes at least. And so I don't know exactly how much I lost, but I know what my body shape is changing. My body shape is changing. You can even see in my videos how I looked earlier and how I look now. I can see it. Um, I was very swollen because of my situation. Have a lot of had a lot of inflammation. Yeah, little to no carbs. You know, fat is your friend. Carbs are not. Turns out fats and oils are not bad as long as they're, in my case, I believe, as long as they're natural ones. As long as there's a lot of oils they use in things that are not good for you, and they use them all the time. I don't believe in canola and all that crap. The safe ones are lards, tallows, even bacon grease, butter, coconut oil, avocado oil, that kind of thing. There are a lot of other oils. And I don't trust corn oil anymore because corn's been largely weaponized. And the corn that I do get some ears of corn from a farmer that has wonderful corn. It's non-GMO and non-weaponized corn. Guess what? It won't hurt you. But I don't eat a lot of it. I eat it here every now and then. So, and when it's out of season, I'll stop eating it for a while. I'm eating things when they're in season. Berries in season, I'll eat them. When they go out of season, I'll stop eating them. The only thing I might keep up with is I might have to get me watermelon because that's helped me so much. Eating it, all that watery watermelon has kept me hydrated. It's really nice. Oh, and I'm doing intermittent fasting too. Yep, I'm doing the intermittent fasting too. Yeah. Yeah, if I cannot connect with you on a emotional, mental level, forget it. Forget it. I'm not going to be interested in you. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Oh, corn sugar. Oh my God. It is garbage. Yeah, corn sugar is garbage. Yeah. Oh, getting refined sugar out of the diet is so hard because it just hits you. And the corn syrup, it just is in everything. I have to make almost all my food. I make almost everything now myself. I almost never eat out anymore. And when I do, I'm very careful what I eat. Ah, that's sweet, YJ. Ah, yeah, Kerrygold is great. Yeah. Bacon grease. Yep, bacon grease. Bacon grease is a good thing for doing your iron pots and pans, what Grandma used. Let me tell you, Grandma knew how to deal with those iron pots and pans, and I got them. Works for steel pans too. Grease them up real good with that bacon grease. Keep them greased, and they work real good and better than nonstick because they never wear out. I was telling my friend Jason because he was going to get pots and pans because he had some people that were staying with him that were pretty much leeches that stole his shit and ruined it. Stole and tried to cook macaroni and cheese in his slow cooker without the crock in it. These people are stupid. I said, honey, there is no cure for stupid. You got to get rid of those folks. You got to send them on. They're addicts anyway. And he did. He finally sent them on, but they just destroyed the place. They destroyed his place. That's the problem, is you want to help people, but if you help people to be more addicted and just prolong the agony of them actually learning how to have a life, you're not doing them any favors. What those people need to do is they need to find out how to live. They need to figure it out, you know? Um, if they're going to, it's like you cannot support bad addictions and think you're helping people. It just doesn't work that way. Now, if you're addicted to health, maybe that can get you in trouble too. I don't know. Oh yeah, the potatoes are suspicious. Did you know that when I heard this, I just about, oh God, they spray cut and shredded cheese. Disinfectant. Oh God, it's all disinfectant. Right. You know what? When I had my own place, now I can't do it because I have an apartment. But we actually took in so many animals and would take them to a place called, that was our charity. Our charity was uh, a place called Pet Guards. It was a no-kill facility. We placed many animals at Pet Guards. Um, no-kill facility. They try to get them adopted out. Um, they do low-cost spay neuter, that kind of thing. That was our charity. That was our giving back. And really, it really is sad. I have had to say no to being able to take in. I did take in my neighbor's cat though when she died. Uh, Cowboy is a rescue. He was the neighbor's cat, and when Bev died, I ended up taking him in because he's an old guy. He's an old guy with some issues. He never would have got adopted probably, and I knew that, so I knew I had to save him. You know what? He's a love. I'm so glad every day I saved him. Every day. Every day he greets me with some purrs. He wants loved. That's really his whole life. He wants love. That's fine. I'm here for it. DHEA. Right. Right. Yeah, I gotta start taking that again. I was taking that for a while. Yeah. Oh, corn oil is weaponized 100%. And the only coconut oil you can get is the um the only coconut oil you should ever get is the organic and unrefined. Cold extruded if you can get it, something like that. But never get the refined kind and never get anything but organic because it's absolutely a monstrosity. It's an abomination. Fat-free coconut oil? How in the hell does that work? Hi, Ken. How you doing? Ken Rotman. I do not understand that. Yeah, Dr. Gundry, I have seen that stuff too. I watched that stuff. Coconut oil or bacon grease or butter. That's what I cook with almost all the time. And I make my bone broth. When I have those meat bones, I put the meat bones and I put the vegetables in there and cook it down and drink that stuff. I am getting stronger. I am. I can feel it. I can feel a difference. Oh, you don't have a kitty right now. Yeah, get shelter. Always get shelter or do rescue. Do rescues. Do not support puppy farming or kitty farming. Do not do that. Breeders, they're not good. They're not good to their animals all the time. That's the things that they do. If you're breeding an animal that can't even have puppies on its own, like they breed some of these dogs that have such narrow hips they can't give birth on their own. They have to have a C-section to give birth. There's something wrong about that. If you're breeding pug dogs, shame on you. That's a defect. It makes it hard for them to breathe. They can actually sneeze their eyeballs out. Do you think that animal is comfortable like that? And you are breeding them to be like that. You beast. It's horrible. I'm sorry. I get very upset about that. Breeding animals to fail on a physical basis and a health basis. Breeding them to be unhealthy. Sick. Sick, sick. I'm sorry. Cannot get behind that. You know what? When I don't want to cook, but I'm not a raw vegan, I like ham. And I actually, you know what? It's cool. R. Myers has made a pledge. No hormones, no artificial antibiotics and all that shit in the chicken. Their chicken is junk free now. And I'm like, wow. So I'll get a rotisserie chicken. A lot of times I'll get a rotisserie chicken or I'll have ham sitting in there or I'll have stuff already made up. That's something I'm probably going to be doing even more. Is used to have like several. I used to pick a day and just make like several, like 4 different dishes, and then just heat them up through the week. I'm probably going to start doing it again. Oh, it's way off the rails. Yeah, it is. It really is. This is not what I was going to talk about tonight, but who cares? If it's what you guys want to talk about, it's fine with me. You know what? I'm here for you guys as much as I am for myself because I love being with you guys. I'm here for you guys. Oh, turnip greens. Oh yeah. Turnip greens, absolutely. And beet greens. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, pintos are not supposed to be that great for you. I wonder about that. They say beans are really bad, but um some people say beans are terrible and yeah. Well, you know what? Dogs will work it out among themselves somehow. Oh, I have cauliflower crusts in my freezer right now. Cauliflower crusts for making pizza because I really started missing pizza. Oh, you're making sausage rolls with bacon, onion, garlic, cabbage, carrots. Put them in some puff pastry. Sounds good. Oh yeah, Monsanto and Bayer. Oh God, yeah. These chemical companies. Mm. Yeah, give them a job. Give people jobs. Well, you can get a job these days. Enough people have decided they don't want jobs that jobs are available now. Oh, I love curry. Yeah. Corned beef and cabbage. Oh, geez. Yeah, I like that too. Corned beef and cabbage. Used to make that a lot. Make a veggie lamb stew. I just had lamb tonight at Animal Hotel. I don't have a home house of my own, so I can't really do that. Yeah. You're a mechanic, YJ. Boy, we need more like you. Only thing is, he's in Australia. I'm thinking of growing some microgreens. Well, yeah, that's kind of a strange thing I realize, but I realize animals eat each other too. So, there are some prey animals that they're going to be prey for something. Some animals they're going to be prey. Yeah. I mean, I don't know how exactly to resolve that. I've kind of resolved it for myself. I get meat from a farmer who pastured their animals, and that means did not mistreat them, did not shoot them up with stuff, let them live a life out on the land with the sun and the grass, and did not abuse them. That's the best I can think of to do. But let's face it, some animals are prey animals, and they're going to get eaten by something. And that is probably something you just have to understand if you come in as a rabbit or a mouse or whatever, that something's going to eat you, probably. That's how you're going to die. Even cats get eaten by other things. I mean, there's such a thing as a kitty hawk. Don't think that doesn't really exist. People can get eaten by things too. I mean, we're not completely off the list. Yeah, you know what? If you um if you help an animal, they remember. Hmm. And The reason I can even afford the reason I can even afford all this is because when you stop buying junk, it's funny, you have more money left to buy better stuff. Stop buying junk. Stop buying junk food. You'll be surprised how much money you have left over to buy something good. Yeah. I always get a rescue. I always get a rescue. Um, that's one of my things. Yeah, I'm looking for a guy that has a heart and has the values I do. I really think it's important that you have similar values. And when I first met my ex, we did have similar values, but things changed over time. Our values became different. I probably changed as much as he did. You know what? And I'll see you in SOR, Kara. Thanks for stopping by. It's been nice to see you. Hope to see you again, sweetheart. Yeah, I hope to see you again soon. Yeah, see, for me, it's that's why I have not since I got divorced, I have not remarried. I have not found the guy that I'm going to be able to um, have that kind of feelings with for a long time. I had a few possible candidates that we dated and had fun and so on, and we didn't marry. And I'm not really sure I ever will marry again. There's just no point because I'm not going to be having kids. So I don't really see the point. You know what? And that's a funny thing, YJ. I do the same thing for my kitty cat. He eats Crave. It was really hard to find a cat food that was not crap, absolute crap, but was also not like so expensive I couldn't even think about it. But he gets good food, and then there's another food called Harmony that is another food with decent ingredients. But he gets decent food now, and you know what? It cleared up a lot of his problems. Just giving him better food. Yeah. Just basically, oh, life as a small business owner. Oh God, I did that. Man, my boss was a bitch. She worked me long hours. She never gave me vacations. She gave me all the shit work to do. I was self-employed. I it was stress city. Oh yeah. Yeah, you know what? I agree, YJ. Sometimes people can do one thing and you say, yeah, you know what? That's the kind of person I want to hang out with. I don't want to hang out with you know, but that's one of the reasons why I do hang out with Jason is because he gave these people a chance, even though it was kind of silly to do so. It means he's got a heart. That's a person with a heart, you know. Do you have a human heart in you? That's real important to me. Do you have human values? You know, when you look at somebody who's willing to poison everybody else and serve themselves, it's not a human value. I keep thinking that's got to be something else. That's a psychopath right there. I have met some psychopaths. Boy, are they creepy. I have met a lot of narcissists. Boy, are they creepy and tricky. I get out from under them as quick as I figure it out. I'm getting better at figuring it out, too. I get out from under them fast. But I gave them a chance. To my detriment, though, unfortunately, some people give them a chance and they just roll all over you. Yeah. She drools waiting for apple slices. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, cowboy gets a little bit of what I eat, although he doesn't like everything. He likes chicken though, and turkey. He really likes that. A little bit of beef sometimes he'll eat. He doesn't like human food that well though. Maybe it's because of the way I spice it. I have a tendency to make my food kind of spiced. I season my stuff a lot. He may not like that. Oh God, yeah. You know what? There are just way too many narcissists. What happened, man? You know what happened to the real people? Where are they? We got all these freaking narcissists. It's really scary. It's like trying to date, but I'm looking for a guy with a heart and a mind. I can't if I can't respect you, you mentally, I can't respect you. I can't love you. Well, it's not that I can't love you because I can love you from a distance, but I can't love you up close. I don't want you in my bed. I don't want you in my life. If I can't respect you, I cannot be sexually attracted to somebody I disrespect. And that's sad. You know, if you're an idiot and a moron, it doesn't matter how good looking you are. It really doesn't. I'm not going to be attracted. However, on the other hand, if you're not great looking, there have been guys that have not been that great looking, really, but their mind and their heart are in the right place. I'll spend time with you. Yeah, I will give you consideration. That's more important. Yeah, right. Draining good. You know what? These rainbow people, some of them, we called them drainbows because they would just come in and drain people. I swear, there were a couple of them that we were so glad they left town because they would just go around and drain people, drain nice people of whatever they could and just steal what they could. They almost had an elderly lady put out of her own house. We were so glad they left. We were just so glad to see them go. Oh, goats. You know what? Oh, goals. I was going to say, I love people who have goats. I'm like, oh, goats. Well, that's interesting. No, goals. Shared goals. Yeah, teamwork. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We should be working together. We shouldn't be working against each other. And I think that's the point. If you want to control people, pit them against each other. Why police them when you can have them police themselves? And David Icke said something like that. When they can have your mates keep you in line, why should they bother? Right? When they can have your mates hassle you for doing what you're not supposed to be doing in their eyes, why should they take the trouble to hassle you themselves? It really is that way. They're making people hate each other to keep us from unifying. Because if we unify, all of this corrupt stuff is gone. All this corrupt stuff is toast. And they know this. They know this. It is their biggest fear. The biggest fear is we're all going to put aside our differences, get together, say we're sick of it all, and this is going to change. And then we change it. That is their biggest fear. But that's probably what's going to happen. I see a lot of uprisings. I see a lot of people fed up. I see a lot of people saying no. I see a lot of people being willing to change things, being willing to stand up for what they believe in. And then we find it's not as hard as we thought. It's not as, I don't think there's good things coming for us. If we can only get through this crappy part, there are such good things coming for the human race, and I can see them. There's a timeline where we have it all, man. We have it all. We have everything. We have the hover cars and everything. We have the Star Trek George Jetson, but we also have the park like Earth. The beautiful places still left, and we save it and we pull it out, man. We pull it out of the fire. There is a there is a timeline like that where we've got it, where we get it back, we get it all back, and it's all really good. It's not bullshit like it used to be. I mean, we're gonna start talking about the bad old days. You know how people talk about the good old days? There'll be a time when we'll be talking about the bad old days. Remember the bad old days? God, wasn't that horrible? I don't know how I lived through it. Yeah, your grandmother and me, your granddad and me, we had to live through the bad old times. Boy, that sucked, let me tell you. Yeah, it's going to be like that one day. We're going to look back and go, oh my God, how in the hell did we let that happen? That's what it's going to be like. It's infinitely possible. And that's why I say, remember who you are. You're not insignificant, especially not you. You know stuff. You know stuff that other people don't know. A lot of people don't know what you know. If you're here on this show, you know a lot more than the average guy. You're smarter than the average bear. Use it and realize how valuable you are and how important you are. You're the future. You're helping create this future with your intentions, with your thoughts, with the way you vibrate. I'm not kidding. Go check out the videos where you can alter your frequency. Not kidding. My group in MeWe is a good place to put all the ones that you find that really work. And there's also an app called the Z app. Okay, the Z app. You can actually download it, and it has all the frequencies that do all the different things. So if you just want the pure frequency and want to skip the music, that's okay too. You can do that. You can now get that on your phone. One of these days, I'm getting a Rife machine. Um, I'm going to be getting one of those Rife machines. They're coming down into an affordable range now. And I'm going to be doing it because honestly, ever since I have been using that technology, a lot of things have been changing for me. You know what, love? Thank you for your openness. It's about time for me to wrap it up anyway. My phone is getting ready to lose battery. We've been on about 2 hours, and that's about as much as my phone can handle, battery wise. So I'm going to have to wrap it up. I'm so glad that I helped. If this helped you in any way, I'm so happy about that. That's one of the reasons I do this. Okay. I'm hoping that somewhere, you know what Martin Luther King said, how can I help somebody today? I wake up thinking that. I wonder how I'm going to help somebody today. Hopefully, I can help somebody today. That would make me feel good. Yeah. Yes. They say we're getting ready to close down, but it's good to see you, brother. What's up? Oh, we are indeed. I'm sure we are. Yeah. We have been finding giggles and more, my friend. Hey, Naysay, you got to be back on again sometime. We're going to have you back on, right? Right? Everybody loved you. I told you they would. Everybody thought it was a real good show. I knew it. Okay, so I'm going to get ready and close it down here, folks. And you know what that means. Means I love you, but my battery's going. So remember who you are. The truth is where you find it. Hope you're finding some on my channel. Keep your mind open, but not so open that your brain drops out. And remember, you're divine. You're divine. And what you think and what you feel creates. So create wisely and well. And may you be well. And may everything in your life just work out for you. Okay. And for those of you who are going off to dreamland, dream well. I'll see you next time. And that's probably going to be Sunday. Or if I get time, I'll come in sooner. But probably going to be Sunday, Monday, Wednesday for a while till I can get other things straightened out. See ya. Hmm. All right, is it going to work? There we go.